Hello everyone, welcome to the Xara template channel. This is lesson number 14 for the Xara Web Designer 365 premium software. In this lesson we're going to be talking about a new feature, in this case the ability to link to a heading. In the past, if you wanted to link to a heading, you would first have to give that object a name, but in this case with the new feature, you simply just link to the heading and it will allow you to link to that particular part of the document. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you want to do is go ahead and go to your toolbar and select the text tool, and then we're going to type some text in our workspace. In this case, I'll write heading example, and this will be an example of how to link to a heading. Now if we look at our styles menu up here, you'll see that it's set to normal text, but in this case we want to actually change that to one of the heading types. So simply select the heading that you want to use, like heading 1 here for example. If we left click on that, you'll see that it changes our heading. Now if you wanted to, you could create your own custom heading, but in this case I'm just going to use one of the defaults that are in the styles menu. Okay, and the style is just referring to the design or the look and feel of that heading. Okay, so now that we have heading 1 set as our heading for this particular text, let's go ahead and create an object that is going to link to this heading. In other words, when you click on this object, it is going to scroll to the part of the page that shows the heading example. So let's go ahead and go to our toolbar. In this case, I'm going to design a arrow pointing upward because I'm going to place it at the bottom of our page. So I'll draw a rectangle first, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw a triangle. So I'll draw my triangle here. Now if you went to the shape tool and you selected the star shape and it doesn't show the triangle, then you would go to your info bar up here and set the number of sides that you want to have. So maybe you have 6 sides for your shape, and you want to draw it down to just 3 sides. Then you select the 3 sides and you have a triangle. Okay, so that's how you break it down to that particular object. So I'm just going to go ahead and design this how I want it to look. You can make yours look however you would like it to as well, but I just want to draw a rough triangle here as a arrow by combining the rectangle and triangle. So I'm just going to left click and drag over both of those objects, hit Control G to group them as one, and then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of my page and make it a little bit longer, so that way I'll have some space to make it scroll up the page to the heading that we designed. So let's go ahead and left click and drag that down some, and I'm just simply dragging it to the bottom of the page. So by making the page a little bit taller, it'll make it more obvious that the page is sliding up. Okay, so now that we have our heading and we have our arrow pointing upward, let's go ahead and right click on this arrow that points upward, and we'll select Web Properties, and under the Web Properties menu, make sure you're under the Link tab, and we'll select the option that says Link to Heading. And once you select that option, let's go ahead and click in the drop down menu, and you'll see that there's some text here that says Heading Example. And I'm going to go ahead and move this Web Properties menu over to the right and scroll up the screen, and you'll see that for our heading title here it says Heading Example. So the text will match exactly to what we've written in our workspace for the link to heading option. So if you have a heading available, when you click in this drop down menu, it will have the exact same title as what you have in your workspace. Okay, so once we have that set, let's go ahead and scroll back downward so that we can see the arrow that we have selected here, and if we hit apply, it's now going to apply a link to heading option here. So that means when we click on this arrow that's pointing upward, it's going to scroll the page up to the heading title that we have above. Okay, so I hope you guys understand what I meant by that. So let's go ahead and hit OK, and then hit F5 so we can preview it. And if we scroll our page to the bottom and we click on this arrow that's pointing upward, you'll see that it scrolled the heading example into view. Okay, now you don't have to draw a arrow pointing upward. It could be any shape that you want it to be. In this case, I just did that so that you guys get the general idea of how this works. So when you create an object that's linked to a heading like this one, it will scroll it into view, and you'll see the heading that you have in your workspace. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if it was helpful, don't forget to embed, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos. If you're currently not a part of our Patreon page, please make sure you check that out. Any support that you give us will help us improve the quality of our YouTube channel as well as the frequency at which we release new videos. And in addition to that, you'll have access to exclusive videos as a Patreon supporter that won't be available to regular YouTube viewers. And also you'll have some say-so in the direction that we take this channel.